Hi, I'm Talal, and this is another episode of Think for Yourself. I want to talk to you about the mental state of the UAE. Everybody's talking about it. It's imported anxiety and it's premium quality. So let's just do a quick recap. The UAE is building mental well being infrastructure unlike any other government. Therapy funded, well being strategized, burnout being actively hunted down like a software bug. Meanwhile, across the pond, the British press is doing what it does best, sipping tea and quietly hoping the UAE slips or fails instead of learning as the UAE provides a masterclass on how to care for guests. Yes, guests. We don't call them immigrants. So let me break down all of this for you. Let me first tell you why your brain feels busy here. You have a hustle mentality. I call it the hustle multiplier. Everyone's building something, a company, a career, a personality on social media. You get a coffee and your barista's telling you he has a startup, right? And then you've got the expat reality show, right? You're living far from home, building a life from scratch. You're already different than everyone else, while also figuring out where to choose to have a meal at 3 a.m. on a Saturday night in Dubai. Then you've got luxury versus the loneliness paradox. Everything looks amazing, skyline, unreal, brunch, elite. But internally, sometimes it's like, who do I actually talk to? The Dubai speed of life, it's a place that doesn't walk, it accelerates. And your nervous system is like, what a productive day I just had. This is amazing. And it's just a Tuesday. Then you've got the achievement culture. Doing well isn't enough. You must be thriving, scaling, optimizing. Even your relaxation probably has KPIs now, right? So where does that leave us? On paper, the UAE ranks high in well-being. In reality, people are human, which means messy, ambitious, and occasionally overwhelmed. But here's the part worth actually celebrating. This is one of the very few places I've ever been where leadership looked at mental health and said, let's not wait for a crisis. Let's get ahead of it. And in a world where most governments react and under budget for health, this one is trying to design well-being on purpose, funded and supported. Now let's talk about the importation of anxiety. The Guardian last month, did you read the headlines? Why some British expats insist it's business as usual, right? They think we're all panicking. The press just keeps going and going. I love the article, by the way, from Arabian Business. Well done, guys. I think it was last month where you guys said the British press can't resist sneering at Dubai. And that is so true. Then you've got the Business Insider, right? Just this month. Dubai's reputation shaken. Expats cautious. The Sun, all right, the UK's most reputable newspaper. Travel bans for minor infractions. They forget who's jailing people for speaking for Palestine or Gaza or against Israel. What are you talking about? Then again in the Sun last month with a headline, influencers risk jail for revealing truth. What truth? And the BS keeps going on and on and on, right? The reality is so different. The pattern for the British press, or shall we call it the British starter pack, something happens in the region, UK media goes, this is it, Dubai's moment of downfall. And expats in Dubai, we're saying we're fine. But the impact on expats, especially Brits and Europeans, Here's where it actually matters when it comes to the mental state of the UAE. The anxiety amplification loop, all right? Your mom calls you from Manchester, all right, and she's read some headlines, and she calls you immediately. Are you safe? I saw something about expats being put in jail. Meanwhile, you're saying, "Hi, mom. Can I call you back? I'm at a brunch on the beach, and oh my God, this is my jam." Seriously, though, it's imported anxiety, and it's premium. The local reality, structured, focused, calm, we're living our best life. The external narrative, chaos, danger, dystopia. And so your brain starts going, do I trust my eyes or my mom and the Times? Do I go back to lack of safety and exorbitant taxation and zero quality of life? And then you've got the contingency culture, all right? The recent events, of course, have shaken things. Tourists temporarily left during the regional conflict, and now they're trickling back. Insurance, evacuation, and mental health support inquiries, they spiked, right? It's quite normal. But the translation is most people now has a just-in-case plan and a slightly overcharged nervous system, right? Legal and cultural misunderstandings, when it comes to UK headlines, they often highlight strict laws, travel bans, and social media rules. Yes, they exist, but they also exist in the UK, and they're also often context light. They forget that we live in a much safer society than all the rules in the UK. Instead of criticizing, maybe they can ask of their governments to implement the same approach as the UAE. Learn from us rather than criticize. I'm sure if you ask the UAE, they would be happy to teach, share, help. Instead, expats feel like they're living in two realities. The one they experience, the truth, and the one narrated about them by the British media. And meanwhile, back in reality, while all this noise is happening externally, the UAE is quietly doing something wildly uncommon. Treating mental well-being like infrastructure, not vibes or slogans for elections, actual policy, actual funding, measurement, even during regional tension. Systems kept running. Services resumed quickly when they went down, right? And rarely. People adapted fast. That's us. And the final thought I want to give you guys is, if you judged purely by some British headlines, you'd think it's either about to collapse or one unpaid parking ticket from chaos or something, right? Reality, it's a country moving fast, managing pressure in real time, while the outside world live tweets its stress levels. The mental state of the UAE right now, it's not perfect, it's not fragile, but we're doing something about it, and unusually self-aware for a nation. And perhaps the most impressive part, while others are busy making up the story, the UAE is busy creating solutions for a better outcome. Now go call your mom, tell her you're fine. And yes, the loud bang was probably just growth in construction. And do me a favor, think for yourself.